Ariel Helwani in New York City alongside the pride of Waianae, Hawaii, Max Holloway, who faces Cub Swanson this Saturday at UFC on Fox 15. How'd I do? Waianae, Hawaii.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
I do, right?
I was tripping on. You actually said it right. Yeah.
Respect, brother.
Yeah.
I like speaking, with my...
Yeah.
Yes, I like it. Yeah. But by the way, I just saw the Road to the Octagon show, and they obviously showcased you in your hometown, and I love what you said. You know, it might not be the prettiest place. You enjoy the smell, I think, of the sewer, but it's your home.
Yeah,
you love it. Why do you feel so proud to be from there?
It's just because we're just frowned upon, It's just a place where you're not supposed to be successful from, but we got a lot of successful people. People just don't know it, and it's just great putting Waianae on the map in a positive way, Like I was joking around, I talked to the intermediate before I came up, and I told him Waianae would get bad rep on TV for anything, I'd be like, stepping on a cockroach. They're like, man, in Waianae stepped on a cockroach. That's how crazy it is. They just outrate bad Waianae. They just make Waianae look bad. It's horrible, but it's just great to see good headlines. When Waianae come up.
So what kind of love are you getting over there? Like when you walk the streets, do people know who Max Holloway is, and are you getting a lot of support?
Oh yeah, I get a lot of support. Walking around the store, my grocery shopping with my wife, or just at the beach surfing. You see all the uncles, all the aunties, all the young kids. They always like, Max Holloway, hey, what's up? Or they were like, can you sign this? Coming up with napkins. Or I was at the beach, one kid had me sign his boogie board, so it's pretty cool.
That's amazing. Does your son understand what's going on? I think he's around 3 years old, right? Does he understand what you do, how popular you are? Does he have an idea?
I don't think he have an idea of how popular, but he understands what I do. He understands what fighting is. He likes fighting. He has training shoes and a training shirt. So every time he turn it on, he's like punching stuff when he got the shirt, and then when he put his training shoes on, he's like running around. So he kind of has the idea. He know every day I gotta lean for training. He kind of complains like on the road to the Octagon when I was telling all that. He was watching it when I wasn't with him. He was with my wife, and when they was watching it, when I said bye to the class and I walked out, he was like, oh no, Daddy going training again. So it's like it's funny. It's hilarious.
Will you let him watch your fights?
Yeah, he likes watching fights. He's like, oh man, and I think he might be a striker because we was watching one fight together, and the guy was like holding the other person down. I forget what fight was, but it's on my Instagram, like way back. But he was yelling he was like only two too. He was yelling like, get up, get up. So I was like, oh man, I guess you might be a striker, bro.
So, your story is a great one because you're so young. You're 24, correct? Or you're about to turn 24. And you came into the UFC at such a young age, short notice fight, right? And we didn't really get to see the real you. Then after the Poirier fight, I think we got a sense of that. And then you stumbled a little bit, but now recently, 5 in a row, and you've looked incredible. What's been the biggest difference as of late?
My maturity, And that first couple of fights, I didn't really have a striking coach. It's only me and my boy Dusty Kimura. We was helping each other out. And just being each other's mint man. And it was hard. Because we wanted to be full-time fighters. So it's hard holding mitts for each other and working with each other. But now I got 2 striking coaches. I got Ivan Flores over at Legacy Muay Thai, and then I got Hawaii Elite MMA Charles Kilipi. So it's awesome. It's great. And now I got guys that can worry about watching fight and breaking down fights and making combinations, and I don't have to worry too much about it.
So when you look at the Max who fought, say, Conor McGregor, do you say this is a completely different guy?
It is. I would say it's not completely different, but it's different. A lot of people would tell me, oh, I can't wait to watch that fight. The first fight was so good. I was like, I just don't see it. I don't see how the first fight was so good. Yeah, I went 50 minutes with the guy, whoop-de-doo, but I'm telling everybody right now, the second fight, we're going to cross paths again, and the second fight is going to be a great one.
Well, it's interesting watching you right now because, and correct me if I'm wrong, it felt like in Boston you were a little wide-eyed. It was all very new to you. You understood that this was a big deal. Now you are exuding confidence. You seem like you've been there before. A much more mature and strong-willed guy. Is it accurate to say that there's a big difference in that regard between this Max Holloway and the one who fought him a couple of years ago?
Yeah, for sure. Maturity is the word. As I said, I got way more matured. I slowed things down. We broke things down in my camp, and being in front of the camera more often, like you said, and it's crazy. Somebody else interviewed me. Was telling me like, when they was watching my co-fight, this looked like I was having fun in there, and I was, it was great. It was a great feeling, and hopefully we can. And I feel not hopefully. I feel like I'm gonna have that same feeling against Cub, and if I feel that way and Cub feel that way, it should be an amazing fight for the fans.
It seemed like they just offered you the fight on the spot in the cage. Did you have any idea that it was a possibility if you won your last fight?
Yeah, I had an idea. That's come. They told me what a great performance. And great. I thought that meant finish. So that's come after I was kind of bummed, beating myself up after the Cole Miller fight. I thought I didn't get the fight. I was looking at John Anagan, hoping he was moving, and he wasn't moving out of his chair. I was like, oh man, I didn't get the fight. And then there was like, oh, we're going to commercial, and I see John Anagan in the cage. I was like, okay. And then my manager came up to me and said, "What, you stayed down for the Cub fight?" I was like, yes, I am. Like, who in their right mind is gonna say no?
Did you want to break though? A pretty quick turnaround here.
No. This is the chances that you gotta live off of. This is the fights you gotta thrive on. He's a beast, and this is my first Fox show. They promised us. Actually, I already knew what we was gonna fight. They said April 18th on the Fox on the main card. So it's like, how do you say no to that? And if you say no, you kind of gonna disappear from the face of the earth for a while. That's how it is. It's crazy, but that really is how it is.
He's coming off a tough loss. Did you watch that fight a lot? Are you looking to capitalize on the mistakes he showed in that fight?
I'm not Frankie Edgar. I'm not a grappler. I'm not a wrestler. Frankie, I'm sure Frankie's wrestling and grappling is better than mine. And I don't fight that way. I'm a striker. I'm Max Holloway. I'm going there doing Max Holloway doing that strike. If it so happens goes to the ground, then it goes to the ground. I'll be ready. But I didn't really take nothing. I cannot really take nothing. Me and Frankie Edgar is two different fighters, way different fighters, and I really couldn't take nothing away from the fight. But all I know is like when a lion is injured, that's when he's most dangerous. So come Saturday night, I think I'm gonna see the best Cub Swanson that ever would be on the world. So and I'm ready for that. I can't wait, and that's what I want. Go out there, get a huge win. That would be great for me.
Can't wait either. Best of luck to you. Looking forward to the fight very much.
Thank you, man.